Hello, thank you for joining me today. My name is Felipe Cadizales. I am a Texas State student and am here to present a PowerPoint about the Bureau of Justice Statistics and what this agency does as a whole. My hopes are that you are able to gather some information and insight from this presentation on what they do. Let's start off with the mission of the Bureau of Justice Statistics. Their mission is to collect, analyze, publish, and disseminate information on crime, criminal offenders, victims of crime, and the operation of justice systems at all levels of government. These data are critical to federal, state, and local policymakers in combating crime and ensuring that justice is both efficient and even-handed. The reason this is important is that they are out there to make our system better. They gather a lot of data and information that one can use to see what occurs in many of the issues that occur out there that pertain to these subjects and these topics. Looking at the Bureau of Justice Statistics, its location is in Washington, D.C. They have been there since 1979. That was the year that the Bureau of Justice Statistics was first established under the Justice Systems Improvement Act. Looking back at that time, people may want to know who were the elected officials of that time. The elected officials at that time were Edward Kennedy and Jimmy Carter. Edward Kennedy was a legislator that pushed for this agency or pushed for this bill to be able to have this agency put out the work that it does today. Jimmy Carter was the one that supported Edward Kennedy's bill, with the Senate passed it in that year of 1979. The purpose of the BJS is to analyze, publish, and disseminate. What this means is they take many statistics and data from courts, hearings, the penal system, as well as looking at how the victims of crime are out there and gathering support. This is important. The reason that this is important is that many times we've heard of victims of crime not gathering the support that was needed due to, one, not wanting to talk about what occurred, or two, not knowing where to go. The BJS is a place where they can look to gather support and gather services that can help them to get their lives back on track. Who does the BJS help? It helps, like I shared a minute ago, the victims of crime. Many times victims of crime feel that the offenders were not receiving the consequences that fit the crime. That's where the BJS gathers data and statistics and changes are made. I also shared earlier that it helps the victims of crime by ensuring that they have an opportunity to gather support and services needed to help them get back on track with their lives. It also helps criminal offenders. It helps the criminal offenders by gathering data from many sources to help better serve those that are imprisoned. It takes into account assaults, deaths, It also takes into account the courts, the proceedings, and the hearings to ensure that they are being treated fairly, but justice is being served. Many times we've heard about a criminal offender going to court and the consequence not being what we would consider fair. That's where the BJS comes into play. They take this data and they use it to better serve the community at large. It helps the legal system by ensuring that they are taking the consideration of treating both the victim and the criminal offender fairly. They want to ensure that the legal systems are doing this. For if the legal system is not one that is being run fairly and efficiently, then there will be times when one or the other, the victim or the criminal offender, is not getting the support that is needed or is not getting what they need at that time. Looking at one of the biggest users of the BJS is the policymakers. What they do, they use a lot of the information that is within the agency's website to help them in getting bills, laws passed that will make the changes that will create a more efficient and even-handed justice system. Many times the policymakers are ones that need as much data as possible to be able to gather the support that is needed to get these things passed. Looking at one of the things that I personally received from participating in this assignment and volunteering at this agency was the importance of this agency. I was one that did not know that this agency existed until I found it in my research of needing to find an agency that was on the list that our professor had provided. The agency showed me how it worked and what it did. I found this to be very important, and I found that it to be very useful. I was amazed at all the information that this agency takes in and has at the disposal for all. One of the things that I would say to anyone that is out there and wanting to find out some information on some of these issues and concerns that do arise from time to time is to take a minute to look at the website. The Bureau of Justice Statistics website is https://www.bjs.gov/. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and thank you for all you've done for us thus far.